And I would like to welcome you this Friday night, Saturday morning, to our vigil, to our time of reflection, and just being still in our heart and listening to the voice of the Beloved. But first, I would like to play this to just try and set the scene for us. And it's Shiana Knoll singing Deep Peace. And it may be more appropriate for us to just be still, kick off our shoes and just relax. And just allow the peace and the love of the Supreme come into your heart. Let us just now relax and be still, and just let us come together as brothers and sisters in love. And we began with the beautiful words of Shiana Knoll singing Deep Peace of the earth to you. Let us call on Gaia, our beloved Earth Mother. Let us call on the company of heaven. Let us call on the angels of the animal kingdom with all of our spiritual teachers and of course the Ascended Masters. And let us just try and relax now and be still in the presence of love. For some of us it may have been a busy day. We may be feeling mentally exhausted or physically exhausted. So this is a good time to relax and listen to that inner voice coming from God. So feel relaxed, feel safe in the knowledge that you are loved, a child of the Most High. And with every in-breath that we breathe, we are taking into our mind, our body and spirit the healing energies of the cosmic Christ. And we are now experiencing His love for us, regardless of our shadows, our mistakes. His love for us is 100% kosher. There are no strings, no agenda, just an invitation for us to receive His love. So as we close our eyes, we are aware of the candle flickering in front of us, but we're also aware of the presence of God in the stillness, in the silence, and we are at peace now. But let us now ask the Christ, what does He wish to share with us? What is relevant for our journey at this time? What words do we need to hear from Him that will allow us be still and come away from this time together sensing a reawakening, a renewing, a revival of our spirit? Let us trust now. For He said, whatever you ask in my name, I will do it for you. And where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am with you. That is the promise given to you and me. And that is the promise that I accept in love, that the Beloved is present. So let us just be still now. Higher Self, lead me to the vibration level and the light level of the angelic kingdom. Be still. Be still in the presence of love, for God is love. And where there is love, there is light. There is healing light. So let us listen to the voice of God speak to us through the words of one of His great doctors, Teresa of Avila. Over the last few evenings we've been sharing a lot about the interior castle, our soul, and the amazing simplicity that God calls us to embrace. He doesn't ask us to do great things. He doesn't ask us to perform miracles. He only asks one thing, that we sit in the stillness of now, and that we allow our hearts be open so that we can receive the gifts He has for us. And the reason why so many of God's children, our friends, brothers and sisters, are so stressed out today, worried, fearful, apprehensive, anxious, is because they do not listen to their heart. they have very little time for stillness. But it's in that stillness that we hear the voice of the Beloved. And his voice is the same year in, year out. Receive my love. Receive my love. Receive my love. Let us see what he has planned for us now. Teresa talks about the third room, and she speaks to my heart. I pray she's speaking to yours too. You create your reality, illusions, superstitions, and spells. In order to survive mentally and physically, you have organized an archive of how things are and how they should be in your universe. That is, what can and cannot happen, what is true and what is not true, what should and should not happen, what you can tolerate and what you cannot endure. In your mind, you have an entire world view about reality. Many of your beliefs qualify more as superstitions. For example, you add phrases such as God forbid, or God willing, or knock on wood at the end of sentences. I've done that myself, so it's a mea culpa from me. Superstitions and spells are reptiles of the mind. They compete with divine guidance. They control your consciousness and unconscious, and can outrun even the sharpest intellect. To admit being superstitious is difficult for an educated mind. You are caught between worlds. The mind longs to be rational, yet it must contend with an instinctual spirituality. By now you recognize beliefs that are illusions, but that actively choreograph events or relationships in your life. For example, a phrase such as, "If he ever leaves me, I just die," qualifies as an emotional illusion. You won't die if someone leaves you. You may want to die, or you may want to make that other person think you are going to die, but you won't die. I must earn at least $250,000 per year in order to live comfortably. I don't know how people make it on less than that. One woman said to me, that is an illusion. She could live on $25,000 a year, or 25,000 euros or pounds, or even less, if she had to. People do this all the time. I simply have to live by the ocean in order to be peaceful. Again, this is a preference, an illusion. You do not need the ocean for tranquility. You may want to live near the ocean, but do not tell yourself that your soul requires the ocean in order to reach enlightenment. You attain enlightenment by detaching from the burden of such illusions. Wow, what a powerful explanation concerning creating our reality, illusions, superstitions, and spells. Let us come into the presence of the Christ, and let us ask the Divine to speak with our hearts, to show us the simpler truths, to show us the reality, to show us the life that we ought to be living. that is approved of by Christ, by God. Let us be still now. And we are sat relaxed in our own little monastery without walls, in our own prayer room, and we feel totally safe. And we are at peace. And as we breathe in, we become aware of an unusual fragrance in the room. We are inhaling spikenard, that beautiful essence of Magdalena, and it's becoming stronger now. And it's creating a sense of peace in our mind. Our mind that was stressed and anxious is now becoming less stressed, less anxious. And the fragrance of the spikenard used on the feet of the Beloved is creating a relaxation within our mind, our body and spirit. And now we are aware of a warmth approaching us. It is a strong warmth. It's a heat we have never experienced in a very long time. It is the heat of a male body, and we use our third eye to look through the mist, and in the gentle mist of the morning light we see coming to us Jesus the Beloved. And he is with his mother and Mary of Magdalena, and he has brought them to us. And they sit in front of us, and they invite us to join them. So the four of us are sat on the floor, and in the center is a simple candle, a candle burning with love for peace. And our right hand is now being held by Magdalena, and our left hand is being held by Mother Mary. And directly facing us is the Christ. And there is a peace here, a peace that is all-encompassing. It is empowering. It is beautifully inspiring the heart to just be still. And the energies flowing from the Christ through his Mother Mary and through Magdalena are soft, gentle, and healing. And with every in-breath there is a surge of their love for us, for you and me, and it's flowing through our right hand and up our right arm and right throughout our body. And from our left hand there is the same love and blessing flowing right up our arm, around our head and our neck, and cascading down our spine and being released through every organ, every muscle and tissue, and down and out through our feet. And Gaia, she is sat by our feet, bathing our feet protecting us. And all around us has gathered the archangels of the Bakwa, the 9 named archangels. And they form a circle of light. It is a protection, so that nothing of a negative mindset or a fear, a superstition can penetrate this light. But in the center is the Christ, with Mother Mary and Magdalena, with us, holding us. And now their love is transforming us into that beautiful child of God. There are no words here. The exchange of healing light is done in silence to show us the importance of stillness and allowing our heart be completely still in the presence of God. And as we sit here, we are aware of the masculine and feminine energies of God, and they are setting us free from all ego and selfishness, from worry and fear, from tension and stress. And what we are feeling now is a childlike love that's allowing our inner child experience warmth, love. Our inner child is playful now, is playful in the presence of God. An inner child that may have been oppressed or abused, an inner child that may have been ignored and left wounded, an inner child that has cried out for love, for acceptance, for peace, an inner child that wants to be heard and recognized as having had a vital part to play in our journey. So Jesus calls the inner child into the center, and he anoints our inner child. For many of God's children, they have been abused and terrorized, blackmailed and controlled whilst in the womb. And if you have had an experience as traumatic as that, just sit now and see the power of God transform your life. He has invited your inner child to come out and be still. And he picks up your inner child. He cradles your inner child as a father would its own son or daughter. And there is such love here. It's an affirming love that all is well. And as that child, you gaze into the eyes of the beloved, and you know all is well. And he places you in the arms of the adult child, and he asks you to rock that inner child and love it, caress it, and give it permission to breathe, to laugh and to cry. He asks you to embrace your inner child with love and release the fear, the sadness, and the rejection. It's now being released through the love of the Christ. And Mary, the Mother of Christ, and Magdalena hold you in their arms with a mother's love. They caress you, and they're now balancing the feminine and the masculine energies of God within you. And with each in-breath that we take, we know we are a beloved of God. We know that we are a child who is much loved. Sense the peace. Sense the love. But more than anything, sense the freedom. The freedom as a child of God who has been called by name to receive love, to receive unconditional love. And now we receive it. And now we embrace it. And now we become part of it. And now we know that we are loved. Not for what we do, not for what we say, but we are loved because we are a child of God. A new creation, made in the image and likeness of the Father, Mother, God. And the smell of jasmine, the smell of spikenard, and the smell of rose are creating a sense of the divine within our heart. And there is absolute peace now. We have become the peace of God. And that peace is now living within inside us. We have become the gentleness of God. We have become a living prayer of love in the presence of God. Be still. Be still and know that God is with us, and that we are being protected in the presence of that love. And the angels bow down before us, and they adore the Christ within us, and they bless us with incense of frankincense, and they all take their leave. And we are now left completely and utterly at peace, renewed in our mind, in our body, and in our spirit. We are a child of God that is loved, that is truly blessed. And with every in-breath that we breathe, we know we are loved. Relax now and embrace all that you are as a child of God. You are protected now. You are protected by angelic love. Embrace your divinity as a beloved of God. And we hold this flame, a flame of love representing the real presence of Christ in our heart, in our life, in what we say and in what we do, for the glory of God. And may the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, be in your mind, be in your heart, be in your life, now and for all time. Amen. And I wish you all a pleasant day, a pleasant rest, and as you settle to sleep, invite the cosmic Christ to take you to his etheric retreat, and there he will speak with you in your subconscious mind. Namaste. Until we meet again, God bless you.